Welcome to The Fashion Department, a podcast that will explore the world of fashion and how it informs all aspects of life, from dress to lifestyle to food and travel. From stylists to designers to influencers to shop owners, you'll hear the latest scoop du jour. And now let me introduce you to your fabulous host, Tina Bricoli, a Greenwich, Connecticut-based wardrobe stylist and radio show personality. With over 20 years in the fashion industry, Tina will share her take on style, trends, the business of fashion, and her sartorial sense. Here's your host.
Welcome back to The Fashion Department Season 2. Yay, I'm so excited, so happy to be back with Season 2, Episode 1. Happy spring, everyone. I'm thrilled to be back. I've got a jammed-packed season. My guest list is fantastic. You won't want to miss an episode. If you haven't done so, immediately subscribe, follow, do all the things. Please, please, please. I've got some really fun guests lined up for this season. Designers, influencers, stylists, models, entrepreneur, you name it, we got it. And we're, of course, talking all things fashion related. So let's get started. Joining me today in the studio is the one and only, my fashion husband, Cole Clemens. Hi, Cole. Welcome back.
Hi, Tina.
So excited. Cole is, for those of you that don't know, if you didn't listen to Season 1, hit the pause button now and go back and listen. Cole is a stylist. He's from New York City, an influencer, party goer, fashionista, guru, all of the above, on top of every trend you could possibly think of. He is my cohort. He's like the yin to my yang, the tomato to my mozzarella, the, peanut butter to my jelly, all the things. And we like to play fashion police when we're out and about. And we've done it by coastal. We've done it in LA. We've done it in New York. So who better than to join me is for all the scoop du jour, Cole. So, Cole, what have you been up to? So we wrapped Season 1 in December. We're into the spring, and what have you been doing?
Oh my God, there's been highs and lows. Let's start with the low. There's this Harry Potter scar that's on my forehead, and I'm at my mom's friend's cocktail party after New Year's.
Okay.
Mind you, not even drinking yet. No vodka gimlet has been poured.
Okay.
And my mom's friend's island in the kitchen has just been redone and elevated. And so the console is and the glass would be at your eye level. That's how high it's raised when you're sitting down.
Oh.
Telling this story about Spain. I don't know what about, probably, I don't know, the good-looking people.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I get very animated and I go bang, and all you see is glass and blood just trickle down, not like a fashion editorial moment. And you just see a smashed martini glass. My mom's like, we need to call the plastic surgeon. And I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, I just got really animated and I smashed this thick glass, very thick martini glass.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't even start drinking yet. And so luckily I didn't need stitches, but I'm rocking this thing. We're seeing if it goes away.
I'm staring at it now because I don't see anything.
It's just a little bit, but it's bothering me.
I was going to say, but I did not see it. I didn't notice it, so that means it's undetectable.
We started at a low right before the new year, but then we went to a high. We were drinking vodka gimlets. We were bringing the new year.
Okay, time out. What were you wearing when this accident happened, and did it go with blood, like the color red? Did it?
No, I was wearing a jumpsuit, and everybody's like, look at him in slow motion, walk to the front door with his mother. They're always dressed up. And then here we go, boom. It was a moment.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't get it on any of my clothing. I got it
Okay.
on the counter, but luckily it just wiped off. But yeah, it was
and you
a
were
moment.
okay.
It was okay.
Didn't need stitches.
Yep.
Wow, that was a moment. Even so, I didn't know this.
Nope.
We're friends. We've been hanging out. He saved this to share now.
I did.
I like it. All right. Okay. So next.
So next,
how do you top that?
Oh God, I don't know. I started dating a little bit.
Oh,
it's going really well. I'll give you the deets later.
Okay.
I saved this also for right now.
Okay.
And everything's great. I'm moving out on my own, as you know.
Yes.
And just new books and chapters to write.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Love. Okay, so me, I have been, let's see. I bought a new house. Let's start with the big thing. I moved not far. I moved basically from one state to another, but I'm still in the general vicinity, still a Northeast kind of gal because I love Four Seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So moved to a new space, love it, have lots of room for my garden of my dreams, which I've always talked about. And by the way, I like to post about, so if you're not following me, please do. It's wardrobe_envy, ENVY on Instagram. And I do post a lot on my stories. So just fun, inspirational posts, a lot of posts of things I'm doing, trials and tribulations of the garden. I love, love, love. And the reason why one of the things I love about gardening is not just the obvious. Okay, I like digging in the dirt. I like planting flowers and vegetables and, beautiful things and making it pretty and, using the earth as my canvas. But beyond that, I have always used nature as inspiration for my wardrobe. So I was talking to a girl that helps me out with my social media. And this was it was months ago. And we kept talking about different things. And I told her this story. She then repeated this story back to me. So this was last year at some point, probably when it's like spring, probably this time last year. So when the mornings are frosty and when you go outside and the grass has like this icy look to it because it's still chilly, it's dewy, and then it warms up during the day. So apparently I was telling her a story how I was in my yard walking my dogs. Mind you, when I walk my dogs in the morning after they've eaten their breakfast, it's before I get ready. It's literally because they're like my children. So I'm in, picture this, my Barefoot Dreams robe. My hair is probably either up in a big messy bun or I have on like a big clip in my hair like I'm going to go clean a toilet and my husband's Ugg boots and a robe. Yeah. And my pajamas all shoved in the boots so like no rain or cold gets up the pajama. Yeah, it's a mess. I'm a mess. So, but I don't care. I actually like it. So I go trocking out and, whatever weather. And I always stand outside with my dogs because they're small. And apparently I was admiring the grass with the frost on it. And I came in and it reminded me, it was like had this silvery tone to it, like greenish silvery tone. And that day I was like, oh, green and silver, that's such a pretty color palette. I never wear green and silver. I should wear more green with silver jewelry. And I went on and on about this and how it inspired my look.
I love it.
She then repeated that story back to me and she's like, do you know how many times you tell me how inspired you are from something that's in nature? And I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. I didn't even realize it. It just happens sort of naturally.
I love that.
So we now started this cute little hashtag. We're starting a little segment on my social media called Flowers and Fashion. And it's going to be my story about, I know it's very niche, but I thought, there's people out there probably like me that feel the same way or just like to look at something beautiful. So it's kind of we're connecting like my outfits, my looks, and what it's inspired by. Is it like a plant? Is it like muddy, rainy greenhouse or whatever? Is it like a sunny day? Is it a flower? Is it whatever it is I'm doing in the garden? Is it my vegetables? And then kind of relating it to my look and how it inspires me. And my favorite thing and the easiest way to wear color, I always say this, is to use color that's in nature.
Yes.
So, so Flowers and Fashion is happening.
I love that.
Yeah. And let's see what else. Lots of home decor projects. That is like the, pretty much priority these days. We're also planning and kind of executing a lot of social media strategies. So again, if you follow me along there or if you go to my website, which is just my name and it's Tina and it's BROCCOLE.com, it houses everything there. So you'll hear this podcast, you'll hear it there. If you're not listening already on SoundCloud or whatever platform, Spotify, whatever platform that you use, you'll always hear the latest episode on my website, as well as you can get to my Instagram, Pinterest, Like It to Know It. All my affiliate links are there. All shopping suggestions are there. Yes, I'm plugging myself, by the way. I just realized that. But no, everything is housed there. And we're planning, we've got a lot of strategies for new things this season. So we're also going to start a newsletter, which is going to be fun. Yeah. So lots of because I always get questions like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this trend or that? So I'm like, you know what? Let me put it into a newsletter or let me just post it and then you can find it there and kind of browse around as you will. There's also going to be blog posts, of course, and I'll document all of my journey, my travel journeys, and all of my looks, my outfits.
I love it.
Yeah. So that being said, New York Fashion Week has come and gone.
Yes.
Okay. So let's dive into that. Unfortunately, for the first time in, God, I don't, how many seasons? I don't know, probably 20 seasons, probably at least 25 seasons or, 15 years. I missed Fashion Week. I missed it because I was sick. Oh. I was okay, though. Not COVID, not anything horrible, just a really awful sinus infection and a very, 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 very bad cough that lasted and lingered and just didn't want to leave my side. It was like cum on my shoe. It was awful. So, yes, unfortunately, I had to miss Fashion Week, but I did see everything online. I kind of followed a few. So, I wanted to quickly highlight a few of my favorites. Tom Brown.
Oh.
Amazing. He can do no wrong in my book. Unbelievable.
It was like a fairy tale.
It's like a fairy tale. This is what I love about Fashion Week. It is the fairy tale of each designer. And then we see it come to life. And then we see it filter down into everyday stores that everybody shops at. Brandon Maxwell on another level. Tory Burch. Killing the game again. Love her collection. And keep in mind her collection. So if you're thinking like, oh, Tory Burch logo bag. No, her collection. It is beautiful. Christian Siriano.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Love you. And then also, of course, the Blondes, which was very old Hollywood glam. Love it. Love it.
Nice.
I can't not mention this. I didn't love this, but I got to mention it. Julia Fox on the runway of new designer debut. I think, what is his name? Luis Javier? I think it was Luis Javier. Did you see this look?
No.
Okay, well, Google it after we get off.
Okay.
So Julia Fox on the runway of New York Fashion Week. I think his name is Luis Javier. I think that's his name, Javier. It was a debut, and it was a blue dress, had gigantic horns coming out of the bust.
Whoa.
Huge, like it looks like bull's horns. Huge horns coming out of her tatas.
Okay.
Yeah. And, I'm just like, oh, this girl, I get it. I know she's got a look, but I feel like it's like too much. It's severe in the wrong way. You can do severe and be like done. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. RuPaul, severe, but amazing, artistic, creative. Love it, right?
Authentic.
Right? Authentic. Thank you. I feel like the Julia Foxes, I don't know. Does she want to stay relevant? I don't know. I'm not bagging on Julia Fox, but I just don't love the choices in the fashion world that she makes. And this one, I was like, ooh. It was just, it was a blue dress with ginormous horns coming out of the boobs. I was like, alrighty. So not loving that. But hey, look, we're talking about her, right?
We are talking about her. Look at this.
Anything you have on your list that you were loving or hating?
Oh, I won't say hate. I'll just go with a couple other things I liked. I liked Bach Mai. He used to work under John Galliano at Margiela. It was really cool. Almost like couture-like clothing, colorful.
So you like the big fantasy romantic
I do.
On the runway. So do I.
I do.
So do I. Because I feel like that's the time and the place is the runway.
Absolutely.
And then I love to see how it transforms into everyday clothes.
Totally.
Okay. Go ahead.
Laquan Smith, I thought, was uber sexy.
Yes.
And it was just tailored. It was beautifully tailored, sexy looks.
Yeah.
It wasn't too many like cutouts in the wrong places. It was just beautifully done.
Yeah.
And then obviously Marc Jacobs' ode to Vivienne Westwood, I really loved.
Yes. So if you don't know, Vivienne Westwood's icon, legend in the fashion world.
Rebel Princess.
Rebel Princess. She passed away, I believe it was last December. So this was a big hit to the fashion industry. And, everyone celebrated her. This past February, there was a memorial. There was a lot of tribute to her around her funeral. And it was, she's pretty, like the punk pop plaid princess. That's how I feel I would describe her.
Totally.
From back in the day, like punk, like grunge era times 10, like amazing. Anything else you have?
Ralph Lauren's always classic.
Yes.
That was pretty much it. I mean, I hate to say this, but I really watch Milan and Paris and London more than I do New York Fashion Week now.
You know something? I do too.
So my list gets shorter.
Yes.
But I agree with everything that you've said.
Yeah. I would, obviously, because I'm here, I go to New York. I don't go to Milan and Paris maybe one day. But I feel like I get more engulfed in Milan and Paris. And London too. But like I'm like salivating, And I look at everything online because you can see everything online. You can even watch, they stream some shows online.
Yes.
So Milan Prada for me, it was like this humble take on uniforms. So it was amazing. It was like that. It was Miuccia Prada and Raf Simons did this it was like an ode to a uniform. It was like taking something that's so simple and utilitarian and making it cool and feminine and all the above. I really liked it a lot.
Take that.
Max Mara, I loved. Also, Dior is always amazing. Miu Miu was incredible. Loewe was incredible. These are all shows that happened in Milan and Paris, by the way. And you can view all of these online. You just, type in Paris Fashion Week and like highlights will pop up.
Absolutely.
But I agree with you a lot. And then Chanel, of course, always does an incredible, artistic, almost like an art installation.
Yes.
I was looking at something somewhere, I don't know, saw it online somewhere, of like all the places that Chanel fashion shows have taken place in Paris.
God. It's like epic.
I forgot of some of the really good ones. So, so let's break this down for people that have never seen. So they literally, and this started obviously back when Karl Lagerfeld was alive. He's no longer with us. But he would do these events, I'm going to call them events, not just a fashion show, and create the space for the event, not the other way. It wasn't like, well, they had this event in this space. He would create the space. So we're talking large scale installations like an airport hangar.
Yeah.
Literally a runway show in an airport hangar and turned it into something you're like, what? A grocery store. Do you remember that?
Oh my God.
Now, it's not in a grocery store. They built a grocery store to look like, they built a stage to look like or a space, I should say, to look like a grocery store. And the models, this was one of my favorite ones, by the way. The models came out pushing carts that said Chanel, and they were up and down the aisles taking like a tomato sauce, and it said Chanel, and tomato or milk, and it said, and then the next model, if you haven't seen this, please, 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 just Google this. Just type in Chanel grocery store runway or something. It was a couple seasons ago. It was epic.
It's like performance art.
Yes. And then the audience is there. The audience is sitting, and they're just watching all these models up and down the grocery aisle, the grocery store, the aisles, and they're all moving at different times. So you're like looking everywhere. What about the French Bistro? Do you remember that?
That was good.
French Bistro, I loved. They were actually serving cocktails, and they actually had waiters and waitresses moving throughout the show, throughout the fashion show. It was very chic.
The beach.
The beach, the sand dunes.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was one of his last.
Yeah. I mean, they brought in how many tons of sand and built a beach. Oh, no, you're talking about the one they're on the beach.
On the beach.
Yeah, there's one that was like a Sahara type of thing. Desert, sorry, not beach. Desert. Then there was a beach where they literally were walking along the beach. Now, again, they're building this huge set on a beach. It's crazy, insane.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought we'd get in a little bit into some spring trends.
Okay.
And I thought we'd talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
Because I feel like, specifically shoes. I want to talk about shoes. You know why? Because I feel like, first of all, footwear is like the easiest way to kind of update your look. It's the easiest way to change a look, and it can make or break a look. Right?
Don't twist an ankle, honey.
That's right. That's right. And you are definitely a shoe guru. I would say you really understand it, know it, have seen it all. So I feel like let's talk about the shoe trends. And here's what I have to give my little speech every day. I talk about this. I always say, a trend means it's just accessible. So does that mean you have to wear this? No. Does that mean if you don't have it, you have to go out and buy it? No. It means first shop your closet. And it means if you really love it, try it. I think, again, if something's trendy, so, okay, on my list, first up is platforms. You may already have platforms. You may not. You may hate them. It just means that we're going to see a lot of platforms out there in the marketplace. At different price points, so it becomes more accessible. That's what the trend is. It doesn't mean, it's not a rule. I always say wear with what you're comfortable. If you hate platforms and you're like, no way, I don't care if it's on, it doesn't matter. It just means it becomes more accessible and there's more options out there. So it's not a hard and fast rule. But having said that, platforms are a spring trend, and I couldn't be happier.
I know you can.
Again, if you follow my stories or if you follow me on social media, you will see a lot of shoe fees. I do like to post pictures of my shoes because I like them. They make me happy.
They're your babies.
They are. Shoes and bags, like most girls, shoes and bags. But there's something special because I've got some shoes that are like a little works of art.
Yes.
So, and I will say this, there is a new pair that is probably maybe just posted by the time this episode airs. I think it will have been posted. I have a pair of shoes that are one of my favorites, and they're from Zara. And I'm going to leave it there.
Whoa.
I'm going to say this, blue sparkle. Boom.
Wow.
That's all I'm going to say.
Mic drop. The ellipses of this.
All right. Also back to my shoe trend, spring shoes. Mary Jeans with a heel. So I'm calling this Mary Jane 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this?
And Mary Jane's with a platform.
Yes.
A la Bottega.
Yes.
I dig it. It's very 70s.
Very 70s.
Or Flute Vogue, like those like ode to like all those like houses back in the day.
Yes.
Westwood kind of too.
Yes.
Like it's like a nod to them. I kind of dig it.
Love. When someone says, well, platforms aren't on trend this season, I don't care. I wear them all the time, all season, all year round. Listen, I'm vertically challenged. Okay. So if you haven't seen me in person, by the way, people always, when they meet me, go, oh, I thought you were taller. And they're like, it's the angle of my Instagram post. Sorry.
What's that one story when after we had met at a boutique, there was another like great story between you and I.
Oh, yes.
And I'm like I turned around to like grab something.
Yes, please
and
tell the story.
And you were right behind me. There's like this whole.
But hold on.
Okay,
Let me interrupt.
Yep.
Up until this point that you're talking about, we had only seen each other. So remember, this is like starts off as, let's call it a business relationship, quickly turned to a fun friendship, let's just say, because obviously we have a connection and we hit it off very well. Quickly became my LA husband. Yeah. So up until this point that Cole is talking about, we had only seen each other a few times, and I was always in a big, huge, like 6-inch platform, would you say? Or 6-inch heel?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought it was just you. Like I
Right.
didn't even like second guess anything.
Right. So then I was in the store where you were working, and what happened?
Okay, so I went to go fetch like a shoe, and Tina's behind me, and I was about to like fit it on her. So she like wiggles off her shoes, like high and mighty platforms or high heel, whatever she had
And I'm
on.
now flat foot.
And now she's like gone down into the earth, lower.
Midget.
And I turn around and my viewpoint looks right over her head. Like I can't see her. Like she's beneath me. And I'm like, where is Tina? And I look down. I'm like, what just happened?
He went, oh. And I think he like jumped. I was like, what happened? I didn't shrink into like, a witch or something. Like in The Wizard of Oz, when the witch shrivels down into a puddle, God. I was like, I'm still here. Hello. And he was like, oh. I was like, sorry. I took off my shoes.
She ran out of the store. Where'd she go?
Yeah, so
Anyways,
it's okay.
We love a platform.
It's okay. We love a platform.
Yeah.
Woven sandals is also on my list.
Yes.
Which I'm loving too.
Yeah.
And because there's so many different forms. There's variety of just woven sandal. think of like a woven basket, but then in a shoe form. There's flat sandals, there's heeled, there's closed toe, open toe. Really pretty though. I feel like it looks like a nod to Bottega Veneta.
Yeah, the Chicago. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm loving ballerina flats.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I have to say. 2 words.
Mm.
Commuter shoe. Sorry to you ballerina flat lovers. I just got done saying how I love platforms, okay?
We don't really like flats.
It's okay. But listen, they serve their purpose.
They do.
Fine. I know. I hear it all the time. Well, I have foot problems. Well, then you should have trained yourself at the age of 2. What do you want me to say? I get this all the time. How do you walk in those? I'm like, really easily.
Yes.
I can run actually in heels. I'm more uncomfortable in a flat. I really am. But anyway, I get it. It's not for everyone. And, I have some ladies, clients of mine that I style that are older and like, I just can't do it. I get it. Fine. You get a pass. Younger gals, especially if it's like a work thing. But listen, just try. Try the heel. Anyway, ballerina flats are all the rage right now. And what's good is we'll see more of it, which means it'll be more accessible. We'll see different colors when it's on trend. Also, retro-inspired sneakers are still, which I love. Very 70s looking lately.
Going strong.
Yeah. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, me too. Because
Right?
I felt like we were just talking about it, but there's things that really have some staying power.
Yeah. Which, listen, in some regard, that's really good, okay? So it's not like, oh my gosh, every season it's completely new. And then because there are people that feel pressured to be on top of trends. Again, I don't agree with that. And I never encourage that. It's like, pick something you like or you want to try, fine. But don't feel the pressure of, come on, it's fashion, for goodness sake. It's just lipstick and pantyhose, okay? So I just think that... something like a retro-inspired sneaker, I feel like that's a love it or hate it kind of thing. If it's like the dad sneakers, right? it's like you love it or hate it. So
Yeah.
it's all good. Also, micro heels. Do you know what I have? Do you know what I've written in my note?
What do you have?
WTF.
Does that stand for something else, or is that actually what I'm thinking?
It's what you're thinking.
Oh, okay.
Micro heels. That is an oxymoron. Is it not?
Like a kitten.
It's like jumbo shrimp.
Oh.
Don't you think? What is the point, people? No. I didn't listen. I'm just delivering. I didn't dictate this.
You still have me at jumbo shrimp. I mean,
Micro heels. Well, then wear the ballerina flat, right?
yeah. Just
Okay.
I'd rather the sneaker, honestly.
Absolutely agreed. And make it a platform sneaker.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. The cowboy mule, also very on trend. Loving this.
That's kind of just cool.
Yeah, very cool. And I love those girls, they're usually a lot younger, like half my age.
Yes.
That wear like the denim cutoff shorts in the summer. They throw on a mini cowboy boot. It's like up to their ankle or maybe a little higher, mid calf.
Yep.
And it's got like a little wedge. Not wedge, like a little cowboy heel, or the mule, so they slip into it, and it's like very like westerny looking, and they have like a t-shirt and like maybe some vintage jewelry, and I'm like, oh, they look so good.
Yep.
They just look cool and hip. But I like the cowboy mule. Again, it's a mule, so it's a slip-on, Western inspired, usually leather, maybe a Western motif, or just looks like part of a cowboy boot. To me, it looks kind of futuristic, which is what I love. I think it's cool, right?
Yeah, it's like futuristic, but like vintage all at the same time.
Yes.
I kind of, yeah.
Yes. And then also on my list, I've been seeing a lot of denim
No, I know.
shoes, which
Everywhere.
I'm loving. I love
Everywhere.
that.
Me too.
I feel like that's timeless.
There was this woman that turned to me the other day, and she was kind of trying to tell me what was up. And I was like, okay, girl, you go. She was like, denim, honey. It goes with everything. I'm buying this new Bottega bag because it goes with everything. Denim. It's the new neutral. I'm like, great.
She was telling you?
Yeah, I was like, okay, okay, let's do this.
It's like telling the surgeon like where to cut. Over here with this knife and this scalpel.
Sure.
Right? All right. Well, we appreciate your input.
Yeah, I was
right.
like, okay.
And then lastly, out on my list, puff pieces. So that like puffy,
Yep.
right? I don't know how else
Almost
to
like a
describe
puffer
it.
jacket.
Like a puffer jacket, but for your foot. So
Yeah.
it's like sandals and everything's puffy, right?
Yeah.
How would you describe it?
Yeah, it's like inflation. It's like padded.
It's like padded, yes.
Yeah. Like padded mules, padded sandals, padded. Yeah.
Yeah. Very comfortable though.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like a cloud.
So what's your favorite of all the shoe trends right now? What are you currently wearing besides sneakers? Is there anything that you're loving?
You know, I always love a sneaker. I'm going to say denim and I'm going to say all the woven silhouettes. I love that woven moment.
It looks very rich.
And I love that. I love the sophistication of that. And I was also going to talk about I love that there's narrower woven things and thicker woven things and then woven mules and I don't know. It's just very chic.
It is very chic. I like it. And I also feel like that, again, we're saying that that's trending right now. But if you buy that and 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now, I wouldn't be like, oh, remember that was from 2023. It's not a fad. It's not short term. This could be something you could invest in.
Yeah.
So if let's say you bought a pair of Ralph Lauren sandals, which, may or may not be expensive depending on what price point you're looking at. It could be very pricey from collection or, it could be Polo, Ralph Lauren, which is a little more affordable. I don't think you can go wrong because it's going to be like a classic. It's leather sandals, but they just have a woven look to them.
Yeah.
They're literally woven. I like the texture. I like you said, it's like upgrading your look. You can wear it with jeans. You could dress it up. You could wear it with a pretty little sundress. You could wear it with like a little cocktail dress. I feel like there's something because I've seen them in every form. I've seen it in like a heel, like an evening shoe.
Yes.
It's like an open woven, almost like netting over your foot. I've seen it in like a beachy sandal. I've seen it in a mule, actually pointy toe mule. I've seen it. So that woven look, woven leather, I think it's mostly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I am really loving too. And I have to say, I'm loving, obviously, the platform, but I'm loving the Mary Jane, the platform Mary Janes. I love.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say ballet flat.
Right. Come on. Come on.
WTF.
Right. Commuter show. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really loving the Mary Jane 2.0. I actually did buy a pair. You know what? I bought a pair from Stuart Weitzman.
Ooh.
I bought it back in, it was December. It was for my birthday.
What color?
Black.
Okay.
Because as you know, me, I have a lot of color in my shoe wardrobe and regular wardrobe, and I don't have a whole lot of black heels. So this was one thing, believe it or not, I was missing. So I felt Stuart Weitzman's a good brand, good price point.
Mm-hmm.
It's not inexpensive, but it's not crazy designer price either. And every time I buy Stuart Weitzman, by the way, I'm not sponsored. This is not a plug. I just like that brand. I feel like it's a good investment. And I think they might have even been on sale. I don't know, because it was right around Christmas time. But I had a look in my mind of what I wanted to wear for my girlfriends took me out to lunch for my birthday, which was in January. And I had a look in mind, and it included a big platform Mary Jane. So yeah, it was it was good. I wore it with patterned tights and a black velvet skirt.
Oof.
Yeah, like a fit and flare skirt, and these like patterny. No, I'm sorry, not patterned tights. Tights with the seam up the back.
Okay,
the black seam, like very French.
Love that.
Yeah, did a little white puff sleeve leather blouse, leather, and a red lip. It was very French. Now that I think about it,
I'm dying.
Yeah. And of course, I was at lunch at La Avenue. Yeah. So, that was my look. But that's usually how my brain thinks. I will see something and the outfit builds in my head. And I'm like, okay, well, I need this and this and this to complete it. Do I have that in my closet? Yes. Okay. No. Or no. All right. So that's how the shoe, that's how it came about. I was like, I really want these they're black patent leather. Mary Jane with a platform. Really cute. And they're very, very comfortable.
I think you're one of the people that either A, does it, or B, is inspired by going the opposite direction of like starting low and then going high with the look. Like everybody's like, oh, I need the silhouette of the clothes first.
Right.
I don't know. When I met you, like, I don't know if I was inspired by you or just like I just started doing it more. But I was like, yeah, let's like rework this type of styling myself, of like I should start with like with a sneaker or an accessory and then go around. I always thought like, oh yeah, I have to have like, the blueprint of the outfit
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's normal. That's very common. I feel like that's the logical way to approach it. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm a little bit of an odd bird, but maybe it's just because of my experiences and how I kind of came up through the fashion industry, and people that influenced me. I think that's how I'm like a little bit of this and I'm a little bit of that person. And then, it ends up being my style. And my take on whether I'm styling a client or myself, but especially with myself, because it's like I'm a little more whimsical. I am inspired by a piece, and it could be like someone will say like, oh, that's a cute outfit. I'm like, yeah, like, where did you get it? And I'm like, well, it started with this ring, or it started with this belt, or it started with a hairstyle or a lipstick. And then I built the outfit around that. I just start to see this vision of what I want to be. But I do go to that, what you just said. I will go to, well, what's the silhouette I want to wear? And so I think with that birthday look I was talking about, it was the black velvet skirt was first, and then the tights came, and I was like, oh, I want a French moment with like the black seam up the back. It's very romantic and very, my birthday's in the beginning of January, so it's freezing cold.
Yes.
And it's after the holidays, it's gray, it's cold, no one wants to go out of the house, so I need a little pick-me-up. So for me, that's my armor and that's my look, and I was excited to put it together, and then I built from there, and I'm like, okay, well, I've got the little skirt that's kind of nipped in at the waist and flares, so then I wanted a puff sleeve to balance out, so I get that hourglass figure, kind of balance out the hip. And then, of course, I need a gigantic platform, and that's where the Mary Jane, which again, it's very sweet yet sophisticated. So I like that balance. Love. All right. Well, we're at the end of our time here. Thank you, Cole, once again for joining me. You're going to be back.
Yes.
So be sure and listen up for more. We're going to have lots more fun stuff to talk about. Thanks for joining me once again in the fashion department. Thanks for joining me in the fashion department. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. For more inspiration and fashion content, check out my website and follow along on Instagram at wardrobe_envy. And a special thanks to the Factory Underground Studio for recording and producing this show. See you next time.